I'm back from China and here today to tell you a little about what I learned along my way on the study tour. So being my first trip to China, I didn't entirely know what to expect. I had a little background knowledge of the country and its history, but when it came to modern day China and the type of life we'd be living for 2 weeks, I had no idea. So before the trip, I'd based my expectations around the people that I already knew. So basically, I had expected all the Chinese people to be really quiet, quite reserved and to themselves a lot, because that was what the Chinese people I'd often met were like. Once we were abroad, I came to find that this was definitely not always the case. We often had people waving to us on their way past and coming up starting random conversations and wanting to practice English and asking to take photos with us a lot. They were really quite keen to engage with us and were super friendly. So it was great to see that other more outgoing side to them that we don't see as often back home, and it was really a good way to change our perspective. While we're on the topic of people, something else which I was really surprised by were the number of ethnicities in China. I had no idea there were so many, and just how many of them weren't initially native to China. So I came on this trip assuming that China wasn't really all that religious anymore. I'd figured that most people were probably atheistic these days. I thought that shrines and temples were more of a tourist destination and that not all that many people practiced a religion anymore. Throughout the trip though, I was often surprised to see how many people were actually practicing various faiths throughout the country. Confucianism and Buddhism, I especially thought weren't all that common in modern day China anymore in their society and way of living. But I was proved quite wrong. I guess they've probably transcended through history and are still common today, partly because they're more of a way of living and following a set of morals and ethics. So I think they fit better into modern day society. One thing I loved about China is the fact that the country is engrossed in so much history and culture. The way in which history and culture emerged into modern day society and coexist within the modernity of China without losing its sense of cultural identity really fascinated me. I think that was probably something that stood out to me the most on the trip, to be honest. I really admired how such a fast-growing and technological country is able to maintain and live and build around its culture and history, and that's something that really amazes me. Feel free to like, comment and subscribe. Hit that notification bell if you want to see my future uploads. And I'm just kidding, I'm not a YouTuber. Thanks for watching.